What if therapy isn't catching one of the biggest family dynamics? Many people go to therapy feeling like they're the problem, but what if the therapy isn't catching one of the biggest family dynamics? Hello, hello, hello. This is Sambuka, aka Mama Sam, and I'm here with another Scapegoat Diary. If you or you know someone who has gone through this horrible, horrible thing, and they have done some of the therapy, the healing, the regrouping, and they're on their path to being empowered and thriving, this could be the place for them. Send them along so that they can get some encouragement to help them on their journey from being a scapegoat. So let's get back to today's topic that there might be some challenges with therapy and the whole scapegoating dynamic. When you tell people some of the crazy madness that you have gone through and that you are, quote unquote, the outsider of your family, a lot of times people turn and look at you and think, "What's wrong with you?" Like, "What wrong with you?" That's what they would say in my on my island. "What wrong with you?" Like, why everybody don't like you so? Why does everybody not like you? So then you're going to therapy hoping to get answers, right? And of course, you feel like you're the problem because you've been given those loads to carry. And you've been told you're too difficult. You're told you're too sensitive. You've been told that you're too much for the whole family. Like, why are you so extra? Why can't you come and go along with the flow? Why can't you do everything that everybody else is doing? But what if you are the scapegoat? Without a good therapist actually recognizing all those different dynamics of scapegoating and golden child and the invisible child and all of those different dynamics, therapy can accidentally reinforce the blame. I was scrolling through YouTube because I only watch YouTube as a rule. And one of the people I subscribe to, who's a social worker, had someone come into her messages or leave a comment saying that their therapist suggested that she go back to a toxic situation where she was being scapegoated. And and the therapist was like, go back around, go back around. And in my mind, I'm thinking, girl, you're a sucker for punishment or what? And you a sucker for punishment? And basically, that my whole life I was a sucker for punishment. But she was saying, go back. Like, if your therapist said, go back, go back. And then come and tell us how you feel afterwards. Because you don't, people don't realize you don't go no contact because there's a prize on the other side of the street. Although there technically is. You go no contact because you come to the end of your rope. My heater is pulling because it's cold today. But you've come to the end of your rope, and there is no other recourse for peace. So, if a therapist does not catch that you've been blamed, you've been shamed, you've gone through all kinds of stuff, and you're at the end of your rope, then you technically need to find another therapist. You need to find another therapist. And that brings me to one of my resident narcissists I've discovered is going through therapy. And I'm just like, I would love to know what story she's telling these people. Or, again, we've come to therapists that don't know these crazy family dynamics. And I would like to know why there's a therapist that doesn't know these family dynamics if you're a family therapist. Instead of asking what's wrong with you, a better question might be was what role were you forced into? I was forced into this role when I was young. It wasn't one that I had at the very well in actuality when I was in the Caribbean, I was kind of made to be in trouble for things my sister did as well. But it was when I really came up here into Canada that and my brothers were being born and all that stuff that all of that came into being. What role were you forced into? Because context changes everything. Context changes everything. The story that my brothers and sisters tell doesn't does not reflect the scars that are on my body. The story that my brothers and sister tell doesn't reflect the scars on my body. So, if therapy isn't catching that family dynamic, you're in the wrong therapist chair. You're in the wrong chair. Let me look into some scripture. Proverbs 24, 6 to 7. Now, this I'll read and explain two different ways. For by wise counsel will you wage your own war, and in a multitude of counselors there is safety. Wisdom is too lofty for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gate. So, you need wise counsel. And what these minions have done is they've grouped themselves together and believed that they have wise counsel amongst themselves, but they cannot speak on their own because they will be like the fool who cannot open his mouth when put on, when they're saying the gate, it's like a courthouse. They can't open their mouth on their own because they cannot stand on their own. So we need to get wise counsel when we are looking for someone to give us advice on how to go forward in our life. So if your therapist isn't seeing the dynamic of the scapegoat, you have to find somebody else. Because as a scapegoat, you've gone through enough. We've gone through enough. We've gone through enough. We don't need the person who's supposed to help us through our healing to not be on our side as well. You understand? So today's comment is there's nothing wrong with me. I am not broken. I am not broken. I am not broken. You've gone through some trauma, yes, but you yourself are not broken. Some of the systems were broken. But you yourself are not broken. And I've talked about this Japanese way of things, like taking pottery and putting it back together with gold so that it looks wonderful. You yourself are not broken. It's the system that's broken. And you have that system inside of you. You're not broken. So find a therapist that can see all those different family dynamics so that you can move forward powerfully and take the things that you learn out of you. You get new training, like I said, so that you will know the way you should go. Yes. So, again, if this was helpful to you, share it out to a bunch of people who have been called the underdogs, who are empathetic, who have been scapegoated, anyone you know who's gone through this sort of thing. Share it out to them so that they can get the encouragement and empowerment that they need to go forward powerfully in life. Yes? Thank you. So until next time, this is Sambuka, aka Mama Sam, sending you acres of love. I will see you again tomorrow. Salembe.